Hi everybody, I'm Heather and from Reform. I wanted to connect with all of you because we're missing you, and we wanted to stay together in the only way that we know how, which is through videos. So we're going to try and stay together, connected through a community with these videos that we send out, and you can work along, and hopefully we'll all be thinking of each other while we do these videos. I know that we're all worried during these times. I'm personally worried. My mom is stuck in Spain, and I'm not sure what's happening, and don't have control over that. But what we do have control over in these times is our body and how we move it and treat it, and what we put in our mouth, and the nourishing food, and our minds. So staying positive during these times, and looking out for each other, and doing kind things for people who need our help. We love the outpouring that we're getting from you regarding your memberships not going on pause. We will be working on something and bringing that to you. We really appreciate it, and we're looking out for our team right now and making sure that they have everything that they need. And if you need anything from us, please let us know. We'll be here for you as well. And in the meantime, we're going to do videos together so that we can stay connected and keep our body moving and stay well. So thank you very much. And we're going to try and load videos every day for you to stay moving, and you can recycle these and keep a library, a Reform library. The props that you'll need for the videos are a strap. If you don't have a strap, and it has to be a non-stretchy strap, so a static strap or a bathrobe tie, a man's belt, anything, a karate belt, anything that you can find at home in your props. A foam roller, if you have one, would be great. We'll be doing a little bit of work with a foam roller, and you can also roll up your yoga mat and put that under your back. What else? And if you have sliders, we're going to be doing some lunges and squats, sliders on your kitchen floor. If you want to put a Swiffer underneath, you can clean at the same time. So, yeah, you know, these videos are going to be really invaluable to everybody. And that's all you need right now. And we hope that you enjoy what we're putting out. And please know that it's raw footage, and we didn't think that we would be on camera at this time. So the first video Diana and I are going to do today is a TRM1, and the purpose of our TRM1 full body is to open up your body for you to feel taller, your joints to feel more open, and for your mind to feel better after all the breathing. You should not hurt in your spine or your joints. What you want to feel is your muscles working, and that's okay. But if you experience any discomfort in your neck or in your low back, stop the movement. We're here for you. So if you want to ask us questions about anything that we're putting out, email us, send us a note, call us. We're here, we're thinking about you, and we can modify anything. So, and as well, if there's things that you want to see that we're not doing, we would be happy to do that too. I'm sure they're going to get much more creative as we go along. So thank you, and enjoy. I got better anyway. I'm here with my bud Di. Okay.
Hi everyone.
Okay.
So today we're going to walk you through a TRM1 full body, more modified for at home.
Yeah, and we're going to start with a test, and then we're going to do a retest at the end, and hopefully you're all going to be stretched out, decompressed, and you're going to be a little bit closer to the floor than when you started. Usually what I say in the classes after this is, if you're not closer to the floor, you can stay for the next class, but I can't say that now. So I'm hoping that you'll be closer to the floor after you finish the sequence. So we're going to start standing up and doing a roll down. And we'll try and modify as we go as well, but standing with your feet hip bone width apart. So we have two sets of hip bones. We're talking about the hip bones in our videos as the bones that stick out on the outside of your belly button. So you're going to imagine or draw an imaginary line down your legs through your knees, and you want that to line up with your second toe. Feeling the weight distributed evenly amongst the 3 points under your feet. Those 3 points are under your big toe, on the ball of the foot itself, under your baby toe and at the center of your heel. And that's just to prevent you from rolling out or rolling in. Now check that your weight is equal from the front to the back of your foot. So you've got the majority of your weight over your arches. Notice if you're standing one side more than the other, so you're distributing your weight left to right. Feel your legs straight without being locked. So if you tend to lock your knees, put a soft bend in your knee, so you're not putting stress through your knees. Feel your pelvis, your hips on top of those legs. So you can think of your legs as two strong columns and your pelvis as a bowl of water balancing on those two columns. From there, you're going to lift up and create space between your pelvis and your rib cage. And then feel your chest lifted up. Your shoulder blades are sliding down your back in a soft V. You want to watch that you're not in military posture. And your head is on top of your ribs. So we're organizing the head over the ribs, over the pelvis, distributed evenly over the two legs, and the weight coming down through the triangle on the bottom of your foot. Starting with a breath, a lateral breath, breathe in through your nose as you expand your ribs 360. As you exhale, blow out through your mouth, feeling your abs pull away from your waistband. And we're going on about a 4 count here. Let's do that again. Inhale through your nose, 360. Exhale through your mouth. Good, we're going to keep that breath going as we move. As you inhale, nodding your head as if you're saying yes. As you exhale, feel your abs pull away from your waistband, and you're going to start to roll off an imaginary wall. Feel the weight of your arms in your head. Here you want to make sure that you don't feel this in your low back. If you feel this in your low back, make sure first that your abs are pulled in. Number 2, that your knees are bent. Without forcing yourself down too far, just notice where your hands are in relation to the floor. If you want to be here. So I stood up and started walking over to you to cue. Okay? Yeah, perfect. Now let your shoulders go and tuck your chin. Perfect. So you're going to breathe into your back ribs. And as you exhale, you're going to feel your abs pull in, and then you're going to start rolling up, stacking up your vertebrae. One bone at a time. Shoulders are relaxed, and the head is the last to come up. And we're going to do that again at the end and see if you're closer to the floor. Now we're going to come down on our mats. And the first thing we're going to do now is a runner's lunge. We're going to open up the front of the hip, specifically the left hip. And so you want to make sure here again that your hip bone width apart with your knees. This will help you have balance. The weight is on the triangle of the front foot. Your pelvis is in neutral. What does that mean? That you are not in an arch in your low back or you're not tucking. So you're keeping that neutral. And now you're going to hinge forward, trying not to get your knee past your toe too much. And you're going to feel the front. You should feel the front of that left hip opening. From here, you can add on to your stretch to feel a little bit more by bringing up your left arm and hold there. And if you wanted a little bit more of a stretch, extend through your upper back. Look up at the ceiling. And now feel that stretch coming up a little higher up underneath your rib cage. And if you want even more from here, side bend over to the right, away from your stretch. Breathe into where you feel tight. And as you exhale, come back to the center. Good. That's a great stretch to do every day. And then from here, we need to stretch out our hamstrings. So by leaning back, you're going to feel that through your right leg now. And if you want even more of a stretch, pull your toes to your nose. Good. Keep your chest tall. Anytime you're stretching, you should be able to breathe in that stretch. If you're shaking too much or you find you're holding your breath, you're too much into the stretch and that muscle won't release all the way. So it'll actually protect itself. It won't want to rip. So make sure that it's a gentle pull that you're feeling here. We're going to zoom to you on this beautiful posture. And then slowly come out of that. And then we're going to go into the other side. We're going to put the first 3 things we did together. Movement of the spine, opening of the hips and working the bum. Here we go. We're going to take a breath in to prepare. As you start to exhale, you feel your abdominals pull in first. Once they start to pull in, you roll up one bone at a time off your mat. Your weight is the weight is staying in your lower body. Now, there's two things at play here. One, the back of the body is working hard to lift you up, but number two, the front of the body has to open up to let you lift higher. So make sure that you only go as high as you can without your knees tracking open. So you're going to keep your knees directly over your toes. You're getting a great, keep breathing, getting a great stretch through the front of the thighs, the side of the thighs, while working your back line. Big breath in at the top. And as you exhale and you start to sigh, you pull your spine down from the top all the way. And if you run out of air here, take more. It's pretty good. Okay. So Diana has her elbows bent here, so that helps to keep the weight in the lower part of the body. So as she's lifting up into her bridge, and she drives her weight over her toes, she's pressing down with the back of the arms so that the weight to help. Now, we're going to add on. So this might be enough. If you want to work on stability and challenge for your pelvis to stay still, you're going to start to lift. We're going to do heel taps. So rolling the weight to the front of the foot and then pulling the heel down without the pelvis moving. Then the other side comes up and down. Keep breathing. Good. And roll the weight to the front of the foot. Beautiful. And down. And then the second leg. Oops. And down. Let's do that again. So here you want to keep this still. And down. And the other side. And down. Excellent. And then coming down slowly. Clam. So now we're going to work the outside glute. So that was the big glute that we just worked in the back. Now we're going to work the outside glute, the glute medius, the muscle that helps your knee from caving in. The clam, so your transition after bridge is clam to work this outside glute muscle. So you're going to start with your legs in a fetal position at 90-90. And a good place to do this is against the wall so that your hips don't roll back. That's the goal of this. So we're working our core and our girdle of strength here to keep our pelvis still as we lift the leg inside the hip. So we're going to Diana's going to take a breath in, and as she exhales, she's going to feel her abs come in through your mouth. And then she's going to come up, and then as she slowly comes down, and this is really beautiful. Maybe show the wrong way, Di. I know it's hard for you. Lift your leg and roll back. There. Maybe not. Up. And then down. Good. So when you feel that, you can take your hand and place your hand on that muscle. You want to feel the side of your glute back here doing the work to lift you up. If you feel any discomfort through the front of your leg or in your lower back, check first. Are your abdominals staying in? So now we're going to take this into, that was clamshell, now we're going into full clam. And again, this is a progression, and this might be too much. And again, you're feeling that work coming from the outside of the hip. And then slowly down. Diana's working to a beautiful 4 count. And down. Okay, this is a really great one. Now we're going to side bend our spine, and then we're going to take that into a rotation. So on the Megaformer, this is the mermaid. It's a modified mermaid. So we're going to start with our right arm coming up. As we exhale, we're going to go over and feel the stretch. Now here you want to make sure that your right hip is staying down. You're stretching the space between your hip and your rib cage. Okay, and okay. Good, we were synchro. Now, we're going to take this into a rotation. So start to rotate the spine down. You're going to bring your right arm down, and then, should we walk? Walk. In here, you're going to walk your hands out and straighten. This depends on how far you go, depends on if your right hip is coming up or if your shoulders are coming up. So always want to maintain proper form while you're doing this. It doesn't matter how far out you go. Okay, and now come back to your side bend and bring yourself all the way up. And now we're going to go into rowing. In the studio, it would be rowing facing back. So this stretch, not everybody has the ability to straighten their legs out like this and not feel tension in their hips. So there's a couple things you can do. One, you can bend your knees and bring your legs into more of a diamond shape, or like Diana's doing, you can prop yourself up on a pillow, or you can roll your mat up and have something underneath you. The goal of that is not to have any tension in your hips when you do this exercise. We're going to imagine we have the straps in our hands. As we inhale, we're going to reach the arms out. As we exhale,
Yeah, it's the bicep.
oh, bicep curl. We're going to hold this, and now your shoulder bridge, that abs in, rolling back. How far back can you go without hinging through your spine? That's what you're checking. As you inhale, your arms turn in. As you exhale, you open, and I'm going to do this so we don't hit each other. Big up and over your legs. And now straight arms to come up to sitting. Let's do it. So again, the goal of that is to feel a stretch through your whole posterior, your back chain, challenge your abdominals while you're rolling back. So what you're making sure of in that one is that your abs are staying in and you're rounding your spine rather than hinging, which is going to make you feel the tension in here through your hips.
Okay, let's cut.
We're going to do rowing facing front. So as you inhale, you're going to reach your arms up to where the wall and the ceiling meet. As you exhale, you're going to hinge forward from your hips. So your back is flat here, it's on a diagonal. As you inhale, you come up to your Y. Exhale, open. And squeeze your blades. Let's do that again, Di. Inhale. Exhale, hinge. So stay lifted here, everyone. Lift up. Open. And back in. We could be synchro swimmers at the end of this. That was good. We fine. Okay. Oh. Okay. Arms. Do you want to do it here? No. I think. Yeah. Now we're going to extend through our mid-back, through our thoracic, through the back of our rib cage. So we're going to start on our fronts. And one thing that's very important here is that you're not bending through your low back or through your neck when you're doing this. The goal is for your mid-back. So we're going to place our hands underneath our shoulders. I'm going to cue Diana through this. You won't hear me with my head through the mat. The wider your legs are, the easier it is on your back. So you decide what you want to do. If you bring your legs together, that can be sometimes too tight on your low back. So abs are engaged and you're pressing the front of your body.
Your pelvis.
You're pressing your pelvis into the mat. Your abdominals are in. Your first inhale is to fill up your lungs with air. And as you start to exhale, you're going to feel your abdominals pull away from your waistband. You're going to start to lead up with your collarbones lifting. Once you can't lift with your collarbones anymore, you're going to press down into your hands to continue to lift up. Pressing up, your arms are going to start to work at this point. You're going to feel this at the back of your arms. Feel the stretch through the front of your abdominals. Breathe into that. And as you exhale, you're going to lower down one bone at a time. This is really good. Let's do it again. Inhaling to expand. Exhaling, the abdominals pull in. The collarbones start to lift. Then the arms help. Pull your elbows towards your feet when you do this. Again, the pelvis is pressing down. Hold up there at the top for breath and then lower down. Excellent work. After you extend through here, you're going to want to go back into a child's pose stretch. So knees are apart, your arms are out in front of you. Putting all your air into your back ribs. Inhale, exhaling, letting it go. Good. Inhale again. It's really good breathing. And exhale. Great. And now we're going to come back down and we're going to end the workout portion with a super person. I'm going to cute Diana through this. So arms and legs, arms are shoulder width apart, legs are hip bone width apart. Your first inhale will be to prepare. As you exhale, feel your abdominals pull away from the mat and you're going to lift up into that swan extension, your arms hovering and your legs hovering. Hold for a breath, and as you exhale with control, bringing everything back down. Now this might be too much, so you can always start with opposite arm, opposite leg, lifting up, pulling the shoulder to the glute, good. And then. So what we're using here is our posterior oblique system. You're pulling opposite shoulder to opposite hip. And here we go with a full Monty and cut. Good work. Okay, and as promised, here's our retest, and this is your moment of amazement where you find, oh my gosh, my hands are closer to the floor. So let's hope that you find that as well. So again, standing with your feet underneath your hip bones, your legs straight without being locked, the weight on that imaginary triangle, your pelvis over top of your legs, your ribs organized over your pelvis, and your head on top of your rib cage. Arms are by your side. As you inhale, nodding your head as if you're saying yes. As you exhale, your abs pull away from your waistband and you're peeling down one bone at a time off the map of the world. Down. Let your head hang down, and your arms. And good. And I'm going to ask her with my microphone. Are you closer to the floor?
Yep.
She says yes. Okay. Inhale, and as you exhale, start to roll up, allowing your arms to be dead weight, your head. And as always, we finish our class with a right arm up, a left arm up, bend the elbows. We would say give your neighbor a high five, but we're going to do this. Thank you for joining us. We'll have another one tomorrow. Let us know if you have questions and how you enjoyed this video. Have a great day. Stay safe.